Hello everybody, Dr. Don Clum here with YourWellnessTribe.com. Welcome back, second video here. I hope you're going to dig this. This is where we deliver on what I told you in the last video. This is where we go over how to stop the automatic withdrawal, putting energy or calories into your fat bank account, how to unfreeze your account so you can get the access to that fat you already have, and how you raise your metabolism back up if you have drawn it down at all. And even if you're normal, we can go higher than what is quote-unquote average out there and get even more benefit. So it doesn't matter where you're at. There's something to be learned and gained here. Here's the key. We talked about it last time. Calories in, calories out. Old model, never worked. But the entire industry of weight loss has been built on it. The calories coming in have to equal the calories coming out for you to keep your weight balanced. If you got more coming in than coming out, than going out, you gain weight. If you have less going in than you do have going out, you lose weight. That's what they say. They're wrong. It's not about calories. It's about hormones. And the only hormone, the number one hormone, that is in charge of putting fat on your body, of filling fat cells with fat, or allowing fat to come out of those fat cells, is insulin. Insulin is it. Insulin is your storage hormone. Insulin is your fed hormone. When insulin is around, hanging out, doing its thing, you will always store some of your food or your energy that you have in your body or the calories. You always will. That's its job. And if you want to get access to the fat in your body to burn it off, when insulin's there, it won't let you. Okay? And this is how it works right here. Insulin, when it's pumping through your system due to the foods that you eat, come into the cell. This here is a cell. Every cell is structured the same way. And what happens is insulin comes into the cell and it goes right to where we make our energy on a cellular level. It goes right to the mitochondria that make the ATP that is our energy for our life to run everything we have, right? And that mitochondria can either use sugar or fat to fuel that energy production. Sugar or fat. One or the other. And when insulin is around, it comes down into the cell and it blocks access of fat into that mitochondria to make your energy. You can't burn fat. You can't do it. So not only is it putting the fat into the fat cells, but it's stopping every single cell from using fat, from burning fat for fuel. And it's forcing you to be a sugar burner. You don't want to be a sugar burner. You want to be a fat burner. Big deal. The other thing that insulin does is it goes and it affects other hormones. Okay? Other hormones you can see down here. Here's insulin right there. It throws off all of our other hormones. And it's a big problem. You have to change that in order to raise that metabolism. Here's what's going on. As you eat, and this is step number one. Okay? As you eat, your blood sugar will go up every time you eat a meal like breakfast or a snack or lunch or a snack or dinner or a snack. You can see blood sugar goes up, then it comes back down. Every time you eat, especially if you eat foods that produce more insulin, like carbs, like processed foods, like lean proteins and powdered proteins and certain things like that, not as much, don't get caught up on that, you will stimulate more insulin. And here's the insulin line, the red line. It goes up and down and up and down. But here's the deal. Insulin can't come down as fast as blood sugar. So by the time you're eating again, your blood sugar might be back in a normal range, but your insulin isn't. And so you eat again and you boost it back up. That's why it starts down here but ends up here. Because it's like a beach ball. It keeps getting popped back up. And so you end the day really high. Your overall net exposure here to insulin is high. Right? So that's going to keep you in the storage mode. Right? It's going to keep you from burning fat, and it's going to keep putting fat into your cells. When insulin's on the scene, your muscle, this is a muscle right here. Muscle has ability to store sugar. If it can store the sugar in there, it doesn't go to our fat. Right? That's really cool. The liver also can store sugar. It's called glycogen. If it can store the sugar, then it won't go to our fat. And that's a good idea. And insulin is a key player in that. And then we have a hormonal response. Hormonal response is a big deal. Every hormone has friends and foes. And I love the saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's true. Here's the deal. For example, a friend of insulin is cortisol. or the stress hormone. They piggyback each other. They magnify each other's action. When one goes up, it brings the other one up. When you get stressed, you're going to trigger insulin. When insulin goes up, you're going to bring some cortisol with it. They're bullies on the playground. They block out all the other good hormones, and they do it together. Not good. They're friends. Then there's foes. I'm calling human growth hormone here a foe because they work on a teeter-totter. That's what that is. When one goes up, just like on the playground, the other one goes down. So every time you stimulate insulin, you're dropping your human growth hormone. That's your fountain of youth hormone. That's your muscle fitness hormone. That is your fat burning hormone. And associated with that as well is testosterone, adrenaline, all the other hormones that help us burn fat. Every time you stimulate insulin, you push them down. So one of the tactics as we try to lower insulin with our efforts through our diet and lifestyle, we also try to increase human growth hormone. And 3 things we want to do. 1 is we want to stop the automatic withdrawal, putting energy into fat. Number 2, we want to unfreeze our fat bank account and use it for energy and get it off our body. And number 3, we want to raise our metabolism. And this is how we do it. First, you have to change what you eat. You have to change what you eat so you don't stimulate so much insulin so it doesn't block the fat. That's really important. By doing that, first thing, you got to cut out the carbohydrates. So especially the processed ones. The body doesn't understand processed foods. It hasn't existed that long, and there's no mechanism to handle them very well, so it cranks out insulin every time it sees sugar. Any kind of flour, but especially all grains and flour. Also powdered protein, which I mentioned before, because it's processed, it's denatured, it stimulates insulin, even though it doesn't stimulate sugar. That's a problem, right? So you got to change what you eat. You cut those things out of your diet, okay? And you can still eat all the green veggies that you like. Whole foods are fantastic. You can still have protein. You can still have dairy products. Just skip the milk and skip the yogurt because they raise insulin, not because of the sugar in them, but because of the amino acids in them. Very interesting, from the denaturation process that goes through pasteurization. But that's a whole other topic we can get onto later. So you're changing what you eat. You're cutting out the things that stimulate insulin the most, and you're replacing them with whole healthy foods, like all the greens, veggies that you can eat. All the berries that you want. Low glycemic fruit. Have 1 or 2 a day. You're cool with that. Eat the protein. Eat the chicken with the skin. Eat the fattier cut of fish. Eat the meat with the gristle. Eat the egg with the yolk. Leave the fat, because changing what you eat also includes upping the fat. Because guess what? Fat has 0 effect on insulin, if any. 0. So there's one food out there. If carbohydrates stimulated this much, protein stimulates it this much, fat is down here. So we want to have a high fat, moderate protein, not too much, low processed carb diet. All the veggies don't count. They're not processed. The green veggies and stuff like that. You can have all you want. And then, so that's changing what you eat. Then you change when you eat. You need to change when you eat by not snacking. See all this time you're bumping up the insulin, eating 7 times a day? Knock it off. Just eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Skip the 3 meals a day. That's it. And I'm not telling you what to eat in those 3 meals. Just follow the guidelines. Eat a big meal. It's not about calories. You don't have to go low calorie. Just don't go and have snacks. Even healthy snacks like apples or almonds or something like that can still stimulate stimulate insulin, and you don't want to do that. So switch over to 3 meals a day, and then every now and then, 2 times a week, every other day, just skip breakfast. Go to 2 meals a day. That'll be fine. That'll start doing. That'll allow your insulin level to come back down. That's what's going to allow you to unlock the fat on your body. You just reduced your overall exposure by reducing the major insulin producing foods, the carbs and the processed foods. Now you're changing, that's changing what you eat. By changing when you eat, you're dropping insulin even lower in between meals and overnight, and that's unlocking your bank account. You're unfreezing the bank account on your body. Now we got to raise the metabolism back up. That was number 3, right? I told you we could do that. And how we do that is with the hormones, right? And that's when exercise comes in. We don't exercise to burn calories. Because remember, we don't care about calories. The body will take care of that. The body sets its thermostat of how much calories it uses based on a hormonal response. Okay? And one of the big deals, we want to do exercises that raise human growth hormone. Because when human growth hormone and all the positive hormones raise, then your body can actually build more sugar stores, more glycogen. The difference between a competitive athlete and someone who's completely sedentary and their ability to store glycogen in their body can range 40 times. That's 4,000%. And someone right in the middle who just trains regularly, like I do, I'm not an athlete, but I exercise regularly, I can have 20 times more ability to store this than someone who's sedentary. Not as much as a competitive athlete, but way more than someone who's not doing anything. And when we exercise, and what that means is that human growth hormone is going up. And remember, that's helping to flip that teeter-totter so that insulin stays down. When you do certain kinds of exercises like high-intensity interval training, peak training, burst training, weightlifting, it really stimulates this, helps insulin stay down, builds more glycogen stores and more mitochondria to burn more as we go. You're changing your diet, you're getting more fat in there, you're keeping insulin down, and now you just hit all three, and the metabolism will go up. By doing high-intensity interval training, weight training, things like that, you could raise your human growth hormone up 1,400%. That's a lot. By skipping breakfast, that's called intermittent fasting, but don't get freaked out about that by that word. Fasting's not a big deal, okay? Skipping a meal is no more like fasting than drinking water is like drowning. I didn't just drown for that. I'm not even close. You follow me? They're not related. Don't worry about that. You're not going to die, okay? And when you do the intermittent fast, when you skip that, it can raise your human growth hormone up 2,000%. So now you got two really powerful factors, and they're raising these up as you're pushing these down. And what does that do? It stops the automatic withdrawal because you have less insulin going through your body throughout the day. That's by changing what you eat. By changing when you eat, 3 meals a day, skipping breakfast every now and then, you just brought your insulin levels down low at different times of the day, and it allows you to unlock that fat on your body so you can burn it for energy. And you're doing the exercise and you're eating the right way to raise the good hormones, raise the human growth hormone, which in essence raises your metabolic rate. It turns your thermostat up higher, so you'll be producing more. And that's it. What you eat, when you eat, how you move, basically, is how you do this thing. All right? So that's how you do it. Hope you like it. Again, yourwellnesstribe.com. Check us out, like us, share us, do all the stuff you're supposed to do. And put it to work. Give it a try. Don't write it off. You're going to love it. It's, first few days of anything new feels kind of funny, but you'll get into it, you'll like it, and you'll see the benefits. All right? We'll see you next time. Thank you.